Inazuma has gone through many ups and downs upon our arrival, not only in regards to the Raiden Shogun, but also to the nation's political system. As the Yashiro Commission continues to gain more reputation, while the Kanjo and Tenryou Commissions fall short, and with Ayato's release coming in the near future, it begs us to ask what is the true goal of the Yashiro Commission? Let's explore the big dogs in Inazuma's political landscape, the Tri-Commission. The Tri-Commission is made up of Inazuma's big three organizations that deal with the land's affairs. These organizations are the Kanjo, Yashiro, and Tenryou Commissions. They each have their own specific duties, starting with the Kanjo Commission, who manages finance, customs, and borders, and is led by the Haraki clan. The Tenryou Commission is responsible for public security and military affairs, including the enforcement of the Vision Hunt Decree, Sakoku Decree, and military drafts. The commission is led by the Kujo clan, with Kujo-Sara being the temporary head as of now. And lastly, the Yashiro Commission, which is the cultural representative of Inazuma, manages shrines, festivals, and cultural events. This commission is led by the Kamisato Clan, with Ayato and Ayaka being the commission leaders. The Yashiro Commission also manages the secretive ninja organization Shimatsuben, as well as Komori Tea House. Now, among the Tri-Commission, the Yashiro Commission had little influence due to the nature of their role. Being a cultural representative only applies to the land's outward appearance and how it looks, but doesn't really represent anything in terms of wealth and strength like the Tenryou and Kanjo Commissions have more control over. However, in present day, this may not be the case anymore. During our travels in Inazuma, there have been multiple cases where the Fatui had randomly popped up here and there. This began to make us, and those who we've met along the way, suspicious of why that's the case. Along with the fact that the Shogun had suddenly enacted the Vision Hunt and Sakoku Decree a year ago, which was around a similar time frame when the Fatui had showed up in Inazuma, also raised these suspicions. After fighting A for the first time and afterwards being saved by Yaimiko from Scaramouche in the Fatui Delusion warehouse, we talked to Yai about the Tenryou and Kanjo Commissions potentially colluding with the Fatui. And coincidentally, Kujo-Sara just so happens to show up mid-conversation, and Miko decides to tell her this. In major disbelief, Sara and Miko make a deal to prove the Kujo clan's betrayal in 3 days' time, at the risk of the traveler's arrest. And with the help of Ayaka, Toma, and Sayu, we managed to get evidence proving this to be the case. More specifically, the Kujo clan's leader at the time, Kujo Takayuki, had written letters to the shogun that had pretty much nothing to do with what was actually happening in Inazuma, for example the resistance, Sangonomiya, etc., and only mentioned that the Vision Hunt Decree had continued to be upheld. Along with this, there was even a letter written directly to the Fatui which proved the Kujo clan's collusion. Even before we learned of the Tenryou and Kanjo Commission's Fatui collusion from Yaimiko, we got hinted at about the Kanjo Commission's involvement back when we first explored Rito Island. When we meet Hiragi Chisato, who is the daughter of Kanjo Commissioner Hiragi Shinsuke, she tells us that Shinsuke had a conversation with a very arrogant sounding woman a few days before we came to Rito, which we know now was Senora. She also mentions the conversation's main topic being to keep the traveler on Rito Island, with the reason obviously being so that the traveler wouldn't be able to catch up and foil another one of the Fatui's plots. This would better explain why whenever the Yashiro Commission wanted to vote to repeal the Vision Hunt Decree, it would immediately be voted against by the Tenryou and Kanjo Commissions. And that's when everything else then transpires up to the present time. Kujo-Sara calls out her clan for their misdeeds, we beat Senora and then beat A, and so on and so forth. The Tenryou and Kanjo Commissions were heavily consequenced as a result of this collusion. The Kanjo Commissioner Hiragi Shinsuke was arrested for being involved in the collusion, and they began to be less strict and abusive to foreigners, especially the ones that were residing on Rito Island. The Tenryou Commissioner Kujo Takayuki has been taken out of his position as a leader, and his punishment is yet to be received. For now though, Kujo-Sara acts as a temporary commissioner. And of course, the Yashiro Commission lost nothing. In fact, they gained a lot from this. They garnered a better reputation and sympathy among Inazumans for not being involved in the Fatui collusion. They've also started to be more influential in government affairs. An example being, when Kujo-Sara and Kokomi had their peace negotiations, Sara literally offers that the Yashiro Commission become the centralized trade overseer between Narukami Island and Watatsumi Island. Now, of course, this idea is rejected by Kokomi, and thus Sara eventually agrees to have the trade be between both sides of the islands. However, the fact that Sara even offered this is very telling of just how much political power and leverage the Yashiro Commission has in Inazuma's political atmosphere right now. Now, it's evident that the Yasho Commission was tactful in their approach to the Fatui Collusion. From start to finish, they were not contacted, nor did they accept any contact from the Fatui, as they likely would reject their offers anyways, and were the ones who exposed the Tenryou Commission's wrongdoings, with the Tenryou Commission being exposed later on. This lack of Fatui involvement may have had something to do with Ayato and his work in the Shimatsuban. We already discussed Sayu, who is a part of this organization, helping us expose the Tenryou Commission for their involvement in the collusion. However, I believe that Ayato had already had people undercover among the Shimatsuban to observe the Fatui's behavior in Inazuma. Specifically, Gendaringo, whose codename is miHoYo, was one of the Shimatsuban operators who we interact with to eliminate Fatui spies on Narukami Island. He also discusses that they might be planning to launch some truly large-scale operation, which of course was to drive Inazuma into utter chaos, while the Fatui benefited from it through things like weaponry, food, clothing, etc. By knowing the Fatui's plan in the long run, it's safe to assume that the Yasho Commission chose to play it safe since there is no telling what the Fatui were trying to accomplish. Plus, with the Commission already having little political leverage, taking such a risk like being in a contact with a notorious organization would have resulted in the Commission losing more, if not all, of its power. This would likely happen since this collusion itself would be of criminal status, and on top of this, we know that Ayato already has a history of trickery within the Tri-Commission's affairs, to the point where he has past misdeeds on his record that were forgiven by the Raiden Shogun.
Kamisato. One of the most distinguished clans in all of Inazuma. Despite Ayato's trickery in regard to the Tri-Commission's affairs, he is nevertheless a loyal subject. His past misdeeds shall be excused.
Now with the Tenryou and Kanjo Commissions currently in chaos because of this collusion, the Yasho Commission can use it to their advantage to gain even more political power. And I believe that is what Ayato is planning on slowly becoming the centralized organization in Inazuma to the point where the Tenryou and Kanjo Commissions just end up with absolutely no power left over. This would mean that the Yasho Commission would have power over things like commerce, military forces, border control, etc. Now, while this theory holds due to everything that's happened in Inazuma recently, what motivation does the Yasho Commission even have for such a plan to even exist? Well, there are many types of motivation that could explain why I think there's a chance of this plan existing, and for it to work out smoothly. Firstly is the fact that the Yasho Commission just simply wants more power. At the end of the day, it's an organization, and organizations are created with the purpose to have power and influence in some shape or form. It's reasonable for organizations, especially when leaders in certain ones are known to be cunning and a trickster, to contest with each other to see who can gain more leverage in status and power. Along with this, Ayato could have some personal motives in regards to his clan. From what we know, Ayato and Ayaka's parents died when they were very young, and forced them to grow up rather quickly as they had to prepare to be the next leaders of the Kamisato Clan, with Ayato as the new head of the clan and upcoming Yasho Commissioner. Maybe by making the Yasho Commission the main political organization in Inazuma, with the Kamisato Clan as its ruling clan, Ayato may have this plan as a means of showing gratitude to his parents. The same could be said for Ayaka, who currently acts as second in charge and often assists Ayato with his political affairs. Alright, thank you for watching this lore theory video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!